If you've ever asked yourself, why do things keep happening to you? If you wonder why people don't treat you the way you treat them, then I need you to be open to the idea that maybe you have decided to give your power away. Maybe you are taking on a victim mentality and on a victim role. And I need you to understand that this is not a conscious decision. I am not a stranger to abuse. When I was growing up, I was conditioned to be perfect. I was conditioned not to be a nuisance. I was conditioned to behave in a manner that will not arouse. I was just, I was not allowed to be. I was not allowed to be. And if I behaved in any way that was contrary to how I had observed, and you see, when I was observing, the consequence, so that I learned, the consequence was either beatings, starvation, silent treatment. And you see, all those things now teach you, if you act in this way, if you act in this way, then something bad is going to happen. And so, based on what I was learning, based on what my environment and the people who are around me were teaching me to be, I learned how to navigate. I learned how to navigate so that I would not place myself in trouble. And you see, when I was growing up, I did not unlearn. I did not unlearn that habit. And I found myself in trouble because I chose people who are playing that um, dynamic that I was playing when I was growing up. When somebody chose to abuse me, I remained silent. I decided to overgive. Maybe, telling myself I had not done something enough. And if this is you, if this is resonating with you, grab that free copy in my bio. It's centered toward someone who is adopting that victim role. It is going to help you. You are going to identify yourself in that guide. So I did not outgrow it. And people would seriously misbehave. I would be beaten up by someone who calls themselves my partner, beaten to a pulp, and I will do nothing, and I will stay silent. But you see, eventually something had to give. Something had to give. Something had to give. The pain of being in that toxic situation, there is a skill. The pain of being in that toxic situation and the pain of being alone and being by myself. Now that picture came into my mind. Which is worse? And you see, I had to choose myself because I realized that however much I decided to be perfect, however much I served, however much I became whatever I thought was the right thing to be, I did not receive any prize or receive any what? I received nothing, in short. I was not treated well. The abuse got even worse. And you see, that is the thing that now woke me up. Okay, so you can't tell me that I am bending my back. It's like I'm contorting myself. I'm nearly breaking my back, my spine for this person, and you are not appreciating me. You're not. You're not. Okay. And I had to learn that lesson over and over, over and over. Why? I was afraid. I was afraid of speaking up for myself. I was afraid of being alone. I was afraid, full of anxiety. But you see, that is the thing that cycles are going to do. You're going to go on that cycle for however long you need to go through it. That toxic person will torture you until this your logical thinking wakes up. You stop thinking with this here. They come in unison. And you start asking yourself some difficult questions. And you start making some difficult choices. You are pushed against the wall. That's the idea. And however scary that new choice is going to be, you're going to make it because you've been through hell. And you will tell yourself, this new choice cannot be as bad as where I have come from. And you will make it. And you're going to walk that journey. In my previous video, I talked about walking in uncertainty. That is where you're going to find your confidence. Because this certain path you've been walking has not given you anything. You have not achieved anything. You have formed weak connections. You have thoroughly removed yourself from your alignment. There is nothing you have gained. You have essentially sold your soul for nothing. And so you will walk that path of uncertainty until something gives, because something will give. It has to give. Because this time you're not doing things to please the society. You're not doing things to satisfy or quench that fear. No. This time you're doing things because you're choosing to do things because this is alignment, in other words. You're not making choices out of fear. You're not trying to please anyone. You're not trying to be in good books with anyone. At this point, it's middle finger to the world and you living in your truth. So the choice won't be really tough, really. Maybe a little bit. But again, that path that you used to walk, that path that you decided to take, gave you nothing. It gave you pain. Fine, it gave you lessons. And right now you're deciding to alchemize those lessons. You're deciding to turn that knowledge into wisdom. Wisdom is now, oh my goodness. It's not theoretical anymore. You apply the lessons you have learned in your life. That's what. You apply those lessons. You no longer go by, this is what we have been doing. This is the right thing. Listening to people who have no direction in their lives, people who have not decided to go against the status quo. You are deciding to take charge of your life. This is exactly what is going to happen. And so you'll walk that path of uncertainty. Drop that role you've been playing and become the best version of yourself. Friends, get that free copy. It is going to change your life. It is going to open you up to things about you that you had no idea you were doing. All right, and I'll see you again next time. Bye, sis.